Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm bringing back a series that I haven't done in a long time, talking about Dodge and Chrysler concept cars. I'll do it exactly how I used to do them, with the same format that you can find on screen. Today the focus is on the 2015 Dodge Challenger GT all-wheel drive concept, the world's only Challenger to feature both a Hemi V8 engine and all-wheel drive powertrain that was built by Dodge at least. This was a huge step for the brand, and we'll take a look at how the car came to be, the exterior, interior, performance, why they didn't end up producing it, and what the major significance of the car was. The Challenger GT all-wheel drive was an exciting and powerful vehicle, so let's dive in and explore this car. The Challenger GT all-wheel drive came about as Dodge was trying to experiment with the all-wheel drive on a Challenger. One aspect always holding back the LX vehicles was the rear-wheel drive that made it difficult to launch the car, as you'd get a lot of wheel spin with the Hemi V8s, an issue that continues even with today's Hellcats. Many love the all-wheel drive aspect of their Chargers, Magnums, and 300s, claiming better performance with no wheel spin and the ability to blast through several inches of snow. One example was from a Car and Driver review in 2005, where they tested both a rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive Magnum, and they found the all-wheel drive version did both 0 to 60 and the quarter mile 0.2 of a second faster, despite being 157 pounds heavier. Looking back in time, Dodge would offer all-wheel drive on several vehicles over the years. The Magnum had an SXT all-wheel drive in 2005, and then SXT and RT from 2006 until the car was cancelled in 2008. The Charger had the SXT and RT all-wheel drive from 2007 to 2010, and then just the RT for 2011, and then both the RT and SXT until 2014. The Chrysler 300 is a bit more complicated with various name changes on different models, but they also offered a V6 and V8 all-wheel drive from 2005 to 2014. The Challenger concept caught the attention of lots of Mopar enthusiasts because at the time in 2015, the Challenger had never had an all-wheel drive system for any V6 or V8 models, and there also hadn't been a 5.7-liter all-wheel drive model since the 2014 Chrysler 300C and Dodge Charger RT, as they hadn't been brought back for the facelifts that both cars got in 2015. So taking a look at the design of this Challenger GT, it was a beautiful vehicle with a tri-tone look. It was finished in destroyer gray paint, with lots of header orange highlights on the mirror caps, grille, and taillight surrounding areas, along with an offset stripe that ran along the length of the vehicle. The hood and roof are matte black. Destroyer gray was so popular on the concept that Dodge pushed the color to production the very next year in 2016. This was also probably the first time that we saw the Mopar widebody kit, 3 years before it would be released for the Hellcat with the wider wheel flares. The wheels poke out really nicely, 20 by 10 inches up front and 20 by 11 inches in the rear with Mopar center caps. The car also gets a satin black chin splitter, rear spoiler, Mopar exhaust tips, fuel filler door, and deck lid badge. There weren't too many interior shots, but the header orange continues inside on the center console, shifter, and side panels. The seats are finished in catskin leather. They look to be beige from the photos, with suede inserts. Mopar also added a nice flat-bottom steering wheel, Challenger door sills, and a special trunk mat. The performance is more than just your typical 5.7-liter Hemi V8 engine. Of course it has the all-wheel drive to power all four wheels, and that's paired with a ZF 8-speed automatic. The all-wheel drive system is nothing new. It's the same one used in the 2011 to 2014 Dodge Charger RT all-wheel drive, and 2011 to 2014 Chrysler 300C all-wheel drive. Mopar was pushing their Scat Pack performance kits during this time, and they had 3 stages, just named 1, 2, and 3. So this one had the Stage 3 kit, which added Mopar CNC ported cylinder heads, Mopar high-flow manifolds and high-flow catalytic converter, a gasket set, exhaust manifolds, exhaust adapter, mounting brackets, hardware, and 2 really nice Scat Pack 3 badges. An automatic Challenger at this time had 372 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque stock. The Scat Pack 3 improvements added 75 horsepower and 44 pound-feet of torque, so that boosted the numbers to 447 horsepower and 444 pound-feet of torque, all with the factory warranty still intact. Estimates would give this car a 0 to 60 of 4.6 seconds, getting pretty close to 6.4-liter Hemi territory. The car also had a Mopar suspension kit with lowering springs and front and rear strut tower braces. The Challenger GT all-wheel drive caused a big stir because, as we went over at the time, Chrysler wasn't offering a Hemi V8 with all-wheel drive for the Charger or 300, and they'd never done so for the Challenger, so many folks thought that this concept showed what was to come in the future. Unfortunately, Dodge would never make this concept into a production vehicle. They finally would bring the all-wheel drive to the Challenger GT for 2017, and later SXT models too, but that was for the 3.6-liter V6 models only. The major reason for this cancellation was that sources within FCA had claimed that the RT all-wheel drive and 300C all-wheel drive cars had very poor sales, and website Torque News reported that FCA representatives had told them off the record that the V8 all-wheel drive numbers, quote, were so low that the company lost money on development of the package, end quote. There also wasn't the biggest market for these vehicles. People within FCA also had said the majority of people that buy a Dodge Charger or Challenger with a Hemi want the authentic rear-wheel drive muscle car feel. Sure, the all-wheel drive system is great for those who live in winter climates, and everyone who's had one say they love it, but there really isn't a practical need for them. Most people have secondary winter beaters or trucks, and if you really want a Hemi, you probably want the rear-wheel drive muscle car feel and care about burnouts and having fun with the power of the car, and the all-wheel drive is kind of an afterthought. Plus, it also costs anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000 more than the rear-wheel drive version anyways. There is a market for these vehicles, but it's a very small one that Dodge didn't want to continue catering to, without many benefits and with a lot of unknowns. The Challenger GT all-wheel drive proved that Chrysler could make an awesome all-wheel drive Hemi vehicle, and a production version could have revolutionized the segment, especially if Dodge had spent the time and resources to develop a new system that could handle big power, like the Scat Packs or Hellcats with all-wheel drive. There would have been many obstacles to overcome, but if they got it right, just think about what a Challenger Hellcat Redeye with all-wheel drive would do to lots of the competition out there. Dodge chose to focus on the V6 all-wheel drive models, and those have been very successful with a bigger market. Those that want an all-wheel drive daily driver year-round that's more cost-effective and easier to take care of. And that's why the V6 models are so popular. They're cheaper in basically every way. The cost of the vehicle, the insurance, the gas, the maintenance, etc. Those people don't want to buy a winter beater or spin out in the snow. They want their V6 Challenger to be able to handle this, and it opens up a bigger market where the SXT and GT all-wheel drive Challengers do sell very well. In 2019, for example, all-wheel drive Challengers made up 10.8% of the total global sales, and it went down to 6% in 2020. The other part of the concept was the Scat Pack performance kits. To me, it seems that Dodge totally abandoned these because they would bring the 5.7 Hemi performance closer to the 6.4 liters, and Dodge figured that they would make more money at this time selling a more expensive Scat Pack or SRT 392 vehicle instead of an RT. But I'm surprised they never really promoted these kits again, even by 2023. Well, that's the end of this video. What did you think of the concept? I really do think it was a lost opportunity, and I wonder what could have been. Hope you enjoyed it, and make sure to like, subscribe for more Mopar content, and let me know if you want to see other concept car videos like this one. I'll see you in the next video.